Hello everyone and welcome back once again to Panzer Corps, and starting up the first of the I believe it's three scenarios, which is a branching path between either the British and the French forces. So you can basically, at the end of Sedan, you can choose whether you want to hold your positions and fight off a French counteroffensive, or whether you want to take the fight to the British and go on the offensive once again, driving towards the coast. And I'm attacking the British in the first of these three. So this is the fifth mission in the Grand Campaign 1940. May 18th, 1940. Yeah. Your first real battle against the British Expeditionary Force begins here at Maubeuge, Herr General. You should expect an increase in the presence of enemy armored units from now on, so prepare your forces accordingly. The British are well equipped and well trained, so do not underestimate your enemy. Your task is to advance through Maubeuge and the surrounding objectives, including Lille in the north and Cambrai in the south. Success here will lead to the possibility of reaching the English Channel in a mere matter of days. Good luck, Herr General. Okay, time for the deployment screen. And I'm getting another elite unit, this time a grenadier unit. I have to think quite hard about how I'm gonna tackle that. Yeah. Well, first of all though, let's just repair our units. See where we're at with prestige. You're dipping below the 3 stars, but I don't really care. And neither for you. They will rack up that experience fast enough anyway. Got a new fighter. We'll have to give a name for it. Since Jagdgeschwader 51 is full, I'm gonna have to think of something else. I didn't expect to get that 5th fighter. I completely forgot when you get certain units, and I am unsure what to do with it for now. I'm gonna brood on that one for a bit as well. So no repairs here. You can actually remain at 2 stars. I did say I was going to disband this captured Samoa, and I will. Giving me quite a bit of prestige that actually will probably pay for the elite replacements that I probably... Nah, let's just go for regulars for now. I think that will work out in these guys. You're getting elites. You as well. Definitely worth it to keep them at 2 stars for now, I think. And regulars it is. Nice, more regulars. 43 to keep it. Pretty much free, well, nearly no costs to get it to 50. So free or regular replacements it is. You're going for elites. And elites. Definitely elites. Most of my infantry is now 2 stars. And actually, the only one that isn't is this Gebirgsjäger. I might deploy it here or there. Why not? Well, we'll see. Maybe get it indeed up to 2 stars. Yeah, I'm just gonna think a bit indeed about what to do with both that SE unit. Man, I wanted the Panzer IV so badly, but I think I have to be exceedingly lucky. It's like I believe it's like a 30% chance in each mission to get an SE unit, and then because we have at the very least Gebirgsjäger, heavy regular infantry, and then Panzer III, Panzer IV. So I pretty much have a 20% chance of getting the Panzer IV, and that's so that's pretty much a 6% chance to get the Panzer IV in any given scenario. So that might take quite a while. And I'm at the cap right now. So what I'm likely to do is sell this and try to keep going for more SE units while I designate this as the 2nd battalion of the infantry regiment Großdeutschland, because I did say in the previous mission, oh, they actually got the half tracks by themselves. Pretty neat. That's great. So I think that doing that indeed that's pretty good. I can already start leveling these guys up then. And since I believe they even fought their way to Calais, I think that's what the infantry regiment did. So I think they fought the way to Calais and helped even in Dunkirk. So that would actually make a lot of sense to have these SE units fight their way through the British. Although I did say that they counterattacked at Ston. So if I had taken the French route, then I guess they would be even more in place. But, well, because I cannot keep these divisions pretty much... I cannot have always the accurate Panzer divisions or other units for each individual battle. I think this is fine. Like, some of the units have to be redesignated. For example, 1st Panzer Division, which I am going to keep until the end of 1945, if I get there at least, it did not fight, for example, in the south in 1942. It's part of Army Group Center, and it stayed there in 1942 as well. Fought in the battles of Rzhev, then went back over to Germany, and I believe it even only got placed back on the Eastern Front after Kursk. It did not take part in Kursk either, the 1st Panzer Division, because it was so badly mauled in the attacks on Rzhev. Now, we're not playing everything historically, and because we are playing as this Panzer Corps, we might extrapolate or might assume what happens when such a division does not get damaged that severely. You know, say that they're actually at nominally high strength at Rzhev, they might get sent down south, fight near Kharkov in 1943, things like that. So it's always a bit of a guessing game here, and you can't 100% do this historically. You would constantly have to swap out your tanks for other ones, and constantly change the names. You would be busy forever and ever. So I think it's better to just stick to 2 Panzer divisions and also your SE units and just keep it at that. Just keep following that. Now, like I said before, I'm gonna swap out the 7th Panzer Division. I don't know if I mentioned that, but the 7th Panzer Division actually got sent to Tunisia. So it fought in the Eastern Front in 41. I believe it got mauled in the Vyazma offensives, and then it got sent back to France for refitting. They wanted to send it back to the Eastern Front, but then they had to send it to Tunisia to help out there, and there it surrendered. So by 1942, I am going to redesignate the forces from the 7th Panzer Division. I'm gonna rename them as well, and that's going to be an entire new division from there on out. I already believe I selected which one that is going to be. So from 1943, the division that I'm going to take is the 3rd Panzer Division. So from 1942, 7th Panzer Division will be swapped for 3rd Panzer Division, and I'll be following that unit all the way up till 95. I guess maybe I could have taken 3rd Panzer already, but I believe that I chose to go for 7th Panzer for now because they have the T-38s, and I kind of wanted to keep those and not have to upgrade. I think overall that's a fine choice, so I'll stick with it. Either way, I'm gonna think a little bit about what to do with these units, and then I'll be right back. Yeah. All right, I've made a couple of changes to my army, and I'll be going over these. Yeah, the changes never stop, but trying to get my core to be historical also never stops. So let's go over them. First of all, I did say I got that 2nd Grenadier unit, SE Grenadier unit. So I designated that as the 2nd Battalion of Infantry Regiment Großdeutschland, and that means as a 2nd Grenadier. Haven't decided yet whether the 3rd one should be regular infantry or also Grenadiers. Unfortunately enough, I cannot get SE Pioneers, or at least they're not here yet. So they might someday, but not 100% sure. Either way, I'll deploy those two. I disbanded the SE Panzer because that historically was not yet in the Großdeutschland regiment. Later on in the division there might be, but that's not the case yet, so this is actually accurate. And that means that I can disband subsequent tanks or infantry for more prestige as well. Like I could keep it and deploy it, but that wouldn't be historical. And yeah, this is just it's better this way. Let's just keep it at that. But of course, in exchange, I needed to buy another Panzer IIIF in order to complete the Panzer division as I had before. So I do have this here now. Yeah, I bought this one, and that's looking all good. Let me just go over my notes real quick. So this is part indeed of the 1st Panzer Regiment of 1st Panzer Division, and then that's the now we have indeed the 1st Panzer Regiment here entirely, and the 2nd Panzer Regiment, so that's fully complete. And then of course these 3 are part of the 25th Panzer Regiment of the 7th Panzer Division. Further along, I bought 2 of these PAK 37s. I was under the mistaken impression that the Panzer divisions already had Panzerjäger as their anti-tank compartment. And I was wrong, actually. Later on, they're going to get the Panzerjäger 2s. As actual part of the division. So I kind of assumed that they would have the Panzerjäger 1s as well, but they didn't. They actually just only had the regular PAK in 1940 and in 1941 as well, actually. So they will switch up quite a few of these to the 5cm PAK. But they actually had these instead of these. Now, that doesn't mean that the Panzerjäger wasn't used in France. Actually, they actually had quite a few Panzerjägers. So me actually deploying these by itself was not ahistorical, luckily. So it's not all that bad. But the fact that I didn't deploy these is in a way ahistorical. So I redesignated the Panzerjägers as individual Abteilungen as they actually were, and these are also the units that have fought in France. So Panzerjäger Abteilung 521 and 670 did fight in the Battle of France, both of them. So yeah, they were there, but they weren't actual part of the division, but rather separate. And then these PAC were actually part of it. So I bought 2. I don't know what to expect of them, but from now on out, if I'm going to deploy an entire division, I will deploy the PAC here. Of course, they do have trucks as towed anti-tank units. So that's new as well. Of course, they got the names of the old Panzerjäger units, because these are the actual Panzerjäger Abteilungen that were in the division itself. Nothing changed for the artillery. As for my fighters, I got a 5th one with this guy. Don't know the name now, and I can't see it in this screen. Do I? No, I can't even see it if I try to deploy it like that. Okay. I didn't want to have more than 5, so I disbanded the one with the least amount of prestige and decided to keep this guy because this hero is obviously amazing. And I believe just this one alone makes him the best fighter out there. Now, I believe, yeah, you get this one in Spoils of War, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Well, because you also get a very, very good hero in Spoils of War. I would upgrade this to a fighter, but unfortunately, I can't. So he's gonna remain a fighter bomber. Either way, those are all the changes to my team. So quite a lot of them, actually. But I think this is only to better serve the accuracy of the historical divisions incorporated into the Grand Campaign. So it's all for the better. And I think finally I'm at least set. That's what I think, at least, for the future campaigns, at least throughout 1940, for maximum accuracy in historical setup. But enough of that. That's done now. I get to deploy 23 units and 25 if we count the SE units as well. Once again, I will be deploying 3 parts of Jacke 51, and those are going to be the units with the least amount of experience. I do have 1 fighter with 3 stars now, so that's pretty decent. Definitely not bad. I'm gonna deploy 1 of the Stukas for sure, and let's still deploy this one. It's not yet at 3 stars, whereas the other one is. And I don't remember whether I took this or this. I think I took this one in the previous episode, so I think I'm just gonna go for the Dornier 17 set. And yeah, I might deploy another fighter, but I'll see about that. For now, I want to focus at least another turn on deploying the 1st Panzer Division. Why is that? Well, these guys already have some experience. Panzer Regiment 25 is largely at 2 stars, whereas these are fresh divisions. And I kind of want to get them at least at 2 stars as well. Yeah, it's the only one which is slightly below 2 stars. So I'll be deploying the 1st Panzer Division for sure. So as for my strategy in this mission, I will definitely send a force up north to take this, then this, and this, and then move to the west. So they're basically going to follow this path, and I think I'm gonna try to bypass the forest because that's such problematic terrain. I will try to cross the river here and here potentially. Because if I go down, this is gonna be nasty trouble. So I kind of would probably be faster trying to go around, sweep around that, quickly take this, and then also sweep up north. So divide my forces down and then up, and the other forces are going to move up and then cross the river out here and then move in here. I think that it probably works for the best. So at that point, I need the 73rd Artillery Regiment. It's nice that I can already have an artillery that can immediately shell. I think that if I deploy Oladir down here, and then I will have... Basically, again, I think I want to have 2 for 2 artillery. In the last mission, I did deploy a total of 4 artillery, and I think I want to continue that from here on out. So I'm gonna go at least with two of these down here. But I'll see, because I now have an extra Panzerjäger unit to deploy. So I'm gonna have to be a bit cautious about saying, oh, I want to deploy more. So I might shift around with my forces a little bit, and of course Oladir is not part of the 1st Panzer division either. It's part of the 7th. So I kind of want to be careful with that. Actually, I need to take a very quick look at those notes, because I should... Yeah, okay, this is good indeed. Okay, before I start getting even more confused about all this, you can go here, but then I'm gonna deploy the 1st, so... I will definitely go for a regular... Wait, is this the 1st part? Yeah, okay. Because they can then move up here and then immediately attack. So Grenadiers, those guys there. Then I certainly... Let's just take this part of the Großdeutschland division there. The other part can immediately go up here and attack. Let's actually switch these to give the fresh one an immediate attack on that city. They're gonna have to move by truck anyway. This way, okay. So, taking you up here. As for the tanks, the Panzer 3F is most useful against tanks, so I'd rather have those up there. And the Panzer 4 is good against pretty much anything. Well, to be fair, I don't really expect that much armored resistance down here, but you don't really know for sure. I need to deploy the right one. So let's see, because this is... I once again need to check those notes. They're both at 0 stars, but let's see. So this is gonna need to 36 7th here. I could have just said 1st Panzer Division Puck, but I want to keep those numbers accurate. Sure, let's deploy you there. Only 9 units left. So now I don't necessarily need to deploy either of those Panzerjägers because, you know, they are an addition to my units and not actual part of the core. We'll still deploy. As for the recon, let's see. Because my biggest problem is I actually threw away some of my notes and now I'm kind of at a loss here. Which one was it now? Alright, finally found it. It's this one. There we go. I get to deploy. I'm gonna deploy the Panzer II up here and the Panzer I down here. So that's that. Need to deploy some of the Pioneers, and that's number 37. Questionable whether I should put them down. I think down here because the enemy might be more entrenched in the cities there, and crossing the river is going to be tough. Let's deploy you on the road. Definitely deploying some more infantry up here. Let's actually switch that up with the recon, so they could technically also attack if necessary. Still have these grenadiers. I have plenty of units down here, so I'm gonna get them up here. Let's see, so that should leave me with all the infantry. I have the recon, the AT gun. I'm deploying the flak up in the north, and then I'm gonna deploy a second artillery up in the north as well. I think. Let's get you here, and let's just go for the one without experience, and another bomber. Let's just use the non Rudel one. There we are. So we do have part of the other. Yeah, what I'm gonna do though is I'm gonna switch these over here so that at least these two parts are part of the other Panzer division. Yeah, so these two are part of the 7th, and then the rest is 1st Panzer, because we still can't really deploy 2 or even close to 2. Or even 2 halves. I could do that, but then we'd be in the same boat, technically. Maybe I'll start doing that soon, because that would also allow me to deploy 4 artillery and... yeah, let's start just deploying 2 times half of a Panzer division in the next one. Anyway... I was gonna deploy this here. So there we are. Good to go. And yeah, let's begin. So they actually have an overstrength cruiser tank. I kind of forgot quite a bit about this mission, if I'm honest. Are you entrenched? Slightly, but I can probably take care of that. Well, one thing is very clear. Let's start with an excellent roll there. Definitely not bad. But if I want to defeat these, I still have to shell them with artillery too. Let's break it up here first. And there's no other. If I attack here, it gets pushed here, and otherwise it could push down there, but it's more troublesome to destroy it there, I think. But this does keep me in the protection of that. Maybe let's go here first. So go here. And this gives me a little bit more recon, so now at least, you know, I can spot a couple more things. You have a vision of one, but they can actually see me through there, so I would do well to protect these guys for sure. Gonna have to be careful about that, because there's of course this Matilda, which will surely try and attack there. Right, so still probably better just to move these guys up. Up here. And I don't think there's any unit that can destroy it that easily. Because if I attack here, that's down to 2, down to 1. I would never be able to finish that off then during the first turn. If I don't shell him. But I kind of can't. Now I'm entirely sure I won't take it. So then I might just as well shell that. And finish it off here. Because they cannot go around anyway. So there is the possibility of me using this guy to move here, but then it can only move 2 hexes again anyway. So going down is not particularly an option, regardless. I'm probably better off setting myself up for an attack on those guys. So I'd like to get those guys in there on the next turn. There's such a ways not to attack though here. What odds do they have? They have 6 times 4, so they get suppressed. These guys don't even get the chance to attack. Yeah, of course. And well, at least didn't get a second damage. I already saw it happening that you know, this would go awry immediately. Well, I'm already taking more damage than I would have liked the earliest turn. Well, you win some, you lose some. So I will destroy this, and I might be able to bait the enemy into, yeah. How much? 15 do you get? So what are they likely to do then? They're likely going to move up here and attack the grenadiers. They can't see the artillery. They might even go down here and try to attack this. So I think that probably works out. This is not a good attack. I'd rather not send them out on the first turn because I am a bit afraid of counterfire. And what I will do though, they can see the fighter, so they would probably not go there. And if I move you here, they can't see it. So this, if they might try to go down here, this might be an ambush, and that would be pretty neat. Now if they go here, I could move the puck, which they cannot attack regardless because of these guys, and I might be able to switch or move it up in here and then attack that way. Likelihood of a counterattack coming from up there is practically 0. Quite sure it doesn't really matter where I put you. So if they're gonna use fighter or bombers, that might actually be here. So if they bomb this, they have a vision of 2. So then I kinda need to put you in here, so they can't see it even with a second bomber, and then move in here. And these will go here. It might be that they then move in here and attack that with the anti-aircraft gun, but I'd rather have the protection anyway, if I'm honest. And the hills, I want to double check something in the library here. So as for terrain, mountains, high mountains, countryside. No, so hills is close terrain. Whereas I thought it wasn't. These guys cannot reach this, so then they would have to attack with the Matilda into close terrain. I don't see him do that. Yeah, they went for it, but no damage. Okay, not too bad for first turn. And these guys got some valuable experience here attacking or battling with that Matilda. There's probably better targets for the bomber there, so... the only one thing that's a slight shame is that I cannot use this now. Oh well. I kinda had a different prediction of this, but, you know, this is better than nothing. I'd rather have it like this than that they would bomb me silly. So, it's kinda good. Yeah, sure, I'd rather do this. And then here. Also, they have 2 less initiative, so again, I still, even after all this time, I kind of need to learn the ropes here of checking those odds. Because, I mean, I can press L every time, but that's not really something that I want to do. Because if I had pressed L, I would not have attacked. But because of my own calculations that I quickly made before attacking, I thought they would not be able to counterattack on a similar die roll, because my initiative would be too higher, and indeed it was. One because of the experience, and one because of the mass attack, and that did happen, so I had 2 more initiative. So then attack doesn't matter, close defense doesn't either. So then I do not get why they still had their unsuppressed strength. Because certainly my units didn't go for the entire attack. Like, if they had 1 unsuppressed strength on that attack, then one of these suppressions must have come through, but not the other, or something killed them. It's very unclear why, to me, why they got to attack anyway now. So, if it would have taken the first 2 die rolls, then it would have had 2 unsuppressed strengths. And then if it was 3, then it would have made sense, because... But why would it be 3? It has 2 higher initiative. Yeah. Really really don't know now. Alright, well, I can keep thinking about it, but it's not gonna solve the problem. So, let's just get on with it, I guess. Right. Let's shell these. And I'm gonna use can't attack these guys no matter what I do. Like I said, I want to use the puck here. Alright, yeah, let's just do this. That's really not a lot of damage. Wow. That's terrible. 17%. How do you get that high of a defense? Ground defense 12. Yeah. How much ground defense do you have? Also 8. Whereas, yeah, this is close defense, so that's a lot better. That begs the question, why would I ever use you? Well, not for a lot. But they need experience anyhow. How much is it? 13 from such an attack? They likely won't have a whole lot here, I think. So... okay, an infantry. They seem to be having a pretty reasonable starting defense here. How much do you do against these? Not a lot, so rather attack here than now do this. Because with 5 they might retreat and repair, whereas if they go to 8, yeah, it's debatable what's better, but it should be fine like this now. Yeah, I would need artillery backup on that if I want to do anything. I mean, bombing is always nice, but let's not focus on that. I want to move forward as well. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. And I do have 2 bombers. I could technically bomb these both. And this has a vision of 1 only. Also begs the question where they might strike. Because I could use Oladir as a forward scout. Get in here. Yeah, that's not bad actually. Okay, so they do have something. Heavy weapons to guard this area. I don't think there'd be any match for Oladir. So it's not a problem. In that case, I think I'll take... Okay, well, that happens. They might actually... Yeah, they can see the puck. So that's a good opportunity to trap one of these British units. And to keep moving you up. So they will likely try to attack this then. The puck, it's a juicy target for them. You can't be seen here, and that allows me probably... I don't think there would be a lot down there, and they can't see it again. For me to move the artillery forward. Up here. And you in here. So I can attack on the next turn and take that city. Pretty bold. But in the campaigns of France, I think we can be. Potential fighter trap, although I don't think they will go. And sure. Okay, that's a surprise. But this one worked out well. Well, I did get a rugged defense, luckily, so I got a bit better odds than I would have otherwise. Quite happy about that trap. It worked pretty nicely, and I blocked the way against that cavalry also pretty nicely. It's gonna rain, so that is a bit of a shame. But we might be able to deal with it. Let's see. I would need to shell that. And I'm never gonna destroy it. That's for sure. I would think my odds against the Panhard as this would be pretty reasonable. Suspicion they might have a bomber here though, or an anti-aircraft gun here though. But I'm willing to risk it. And the faster I get to the river here, the better too. Those are odds that I do not like. How is the Panzer 1 even better than this one? 6 defense and also 6 defense. Is it the... yeah, it must be the experience. Wow. I did not see that coming. Well, let's focus on some other things first then. Because I think I have a pretty decent shot at finishing this off without using any artillery. I don't see myself making that guy surrender because I would not be able to get a unit in here too unless I use this. So you in here, you in here, you attack, move in here. Then trucks in there. Panzer 2 here. It's probably better to make these guys surrender than do anything else. Yeah. Because it speeds things up a lot. I don't want to expose myself too much, so I'll attack. And I'd rather have damage on this one, because I'm going to give it regular replacements most likely anyway, because its experience is so low. Whereas I don't necessarily want to take the risk on the Panzer 2, because their experience is a lot higher. I might as well attack because I'm taking that 1 damage much more often than I would like, even though the odds claim I won't. And for them, they probably will need elites, so that's not nice. I will be able to take Mons on the next turn. And currently they can only see these. Unlikely they will come with another counterattack. It's empty. Well, they're not gonna attack the pioneers, I think. Even in open terrain, but I think what I can do is if I attack, they get pushed in there. And like I said before, they're not gonna get destroyed. Oh, yeah, they're moving up. What I could do though is set myself up reasonably well here. They can't see this artillery, and they have 5, so they can go up and attack this. They could. It's unlikely with the 5-string. They'll probably just repair. And definitely move you in here. So depending on where the bomber went, which is potentially down here, they will repair it on their next turn, and then it will come out the turn after that. But there are surprisingly little units that they can actually see. This is one of them. I'll protect this flank from this side. My biggest guess is whether I should put this guy here though. And it can be seen here, so if they move up, yeah, let's not take too many risks and just put him here. At least it can be seen by that cavalry, so depending on what it is, I might or might not be okay. They could go after the recon, and this also keeps the artillery safe. Oh wow. It is raining as well, so if I'm gonna attack, I better make sure that it will be a good one, because all initiative is dropped down to 1. But yeah, let's so they would deal 5, but I can't follow it up with an attack, so again I'm better off shelling here. That's unfortunate, but let's attack here. They'll push him back. However, okay. Also, vision is down to 1. If these guys are gonna go up, they're probably gonna get blocked on this side now. Funny thing is, I actually want to keep these exactly the way they are, except for you. They shouldn't be able to see it. We knew this one was empty. We're at the refuel. I guess for now the bigger question is, can I suppress them enough? Maybe. Maybe I don't, and it seems like I don't. Not this time. That is well protected. So let's do a bit of scouting for the next turn. And yeah, it's a bit scary moving out in the dark like this. Certainly don't want to go too far, but I might actually already be able to attack there if this goes correctly. And it's likely that they don't have too much in there. I could be very wrong about that though, but we'll see. So they weren't particularly ambushes as I had hoped, but I have gotten some critical information, and they decided to repair those as well, and that was fairly useless. Let's go back to the airfield. They're also quite suppressed, so if I get another hit in, with some luck it will be fully suppressed like it is now. And then I can push it onto the city hacks and then destroy it with the pioneers soon, if it doesn't blow up in one go. Not bad. Okay, that would have been a bit optimistic, but this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I should be able to attack with the recon, as crazy as that seems. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I'd still need artillery on that. Definitely. Even with Oladir. That is a tough one. But doable. Just to Takes pretty long. I didn't expect to go through here, but their counteroffensive and using all the deer just kind of naturally got me there. So... Okay, so moving here makes me not visible, I hope. They're kind of jammed, so this is actually a pretty decent blocking detachment. Where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna go? Their bomber will be out there again. And 1, 2, 3. They might go for that artillery. So I might have to send them away from there. Now the true question is... Alright, come on. Worst thing is... Yeah, my best option is the Panzer 1 here. Although... this seems empty too. The thing is, if I take this, these guys will see me, so that's actually not an option. I could, I think. All right, let's do that first. See how it goes. Now, what are the odds here? Okay, reasonable. I got it. Okay, it's serving its purpose. Yeah, take the city. And there's a possibility that this attack might go in my favor with... Yeah, let's use the mass attack bonus. Too bad. It's always quite a risk actually, even with the mass attack bonus. In this case, for example, they got a dice roll +2 and thus they were able to still attack. It's always a risk to do this without artillery. Yeah, but I think... taking that risk is actually pretty pretty rewarding anyhow, because you want to move fast, or you need to move faster than I normally would, because my units are weaker. Anyhow, that bomber would certainly go for the artillery if it could. Now it can't. So then the bomber has no good targets. Can't actually see anything worthwhile except either the infantry or the grenadiers. And I don't really mind it bombing there. So I think you can go back. And just to be safe, I'm moving the artillery on this side, because if they come through here and then they attack it, I'll be in trouble. They can't reach this, but still. Okay, it's not too bad. Can deal with the recon. Okay, that was a good turn. Still have to deal with some of those units there, but these got blocked and now also finished off. I might... No, I'm gonna shell it once. Let's use you. See what that does. -3. Yeah, if I move here, I can't move anymore. So let's attack. Pushing it there doesn't matter. I'll kill it with Oladir. Should go well. And then I can start digging out this... Oh man. I'm getting all the luck for my heroes on the artillery. I mean, you can do better slightly. I need to check this carefully though. They have... Okay, three movements. That's fine. You can do slightly better by having a range unit, but that's pretty much the only one. Still need to think about how to move those grenadiers. Take the city though, do a bit of scouting. Okay, so they might try to take it back, but then at least we have that British infantry out of the way. Even though we haven't taken... Well, we've taken Mons. Yeah, I think we're well underway. There's a good chance I can lure the enemy infantry in here. But I would have to present it, I think, with the Panzer 3F, which is sufficiently weak for them to take the bait. I don't think maybe the Panzer... Yeah, I don't necessarily know whether the Panzer 2 would cut it. However, I do need to deal with this too, and let's go for the bomber first. Push it in here. Or not. Sure, it's also fine. Letting the Panzer 1 do the action, and then Großdeutschland can move up already. Quite happy destroying another recon there. So we're having some good defenses. I'm really all over the place here. Right, unless they have a recon there, this is already good. Okay, so I know the approaches are somewhat empty. Crossing here is going to be tough regardless. Don't need any backup there. Can't take that yet. We were at the airfield before, it was empty. But I still want to scout like this. Because, well, there's not very likely going to be anything there. And if this is empty, they're surely not going to get all the way in here. Let's block it like this. They're gonna go down likely, then they might see the Panzer II, but there cannot be a great counterattack coming, I think. Well, maybe there is, but then they would need all their movement at least for one time. I do need my infantry close though. If they go up, no, they're likely to go directly there. But I need my infantry close. The next turn they can either attack or take this and secure that flank and the bridge. And let's have you go up. I have to admit, I think this is risky. 5 times 6%. Let's try it anyway. If I can get fighter back up, yeah. They're likely to just have infantry in there. Yeah. Okay, so we kind of know there's not anything gonna come from this side. If they're moving in here, then surely they would still deal damage that way. And I don't think they can move two like that. And we have Ole Deer down here, so just moving you up. I think the biggest danger right now is that infantry. The one thing that might ruin the plan is an enemy fighter around here. If they go up in here and then, or a bomber, if they try to bomb this, then they might go and attack. I'm still relatively safe, but then I'm gonna take some damage probably. Now out in the open, if they attack, it might not be that bad. If they go in there. Just working forward. Okay, so they didn't attack down there. Thought they might not. Thought if they didn't like the odds, then indeed would be unlikely for them to do so. It wouldn't push them away, so that is actually positive. I'm gonna bomb first. I'd hope to kill them in one go. That was what I was going for there, because then I would have been able to focus on the Matilda. And now likely, yeah, you need to go back to the airfield. This wouldn't destroy it, so let's not try. No. What I do want though, okay, you go to the upper one. No, you can't. Yeah, that's sad because it's gonna take me now at least another turn in order to finish that off. But I don't feel like there's a whole lot of choice there. Yeah. Just push them down, take the city, and then finish them off. And I did reveal these two. Now that is quite lucky. Tell me you can reach it now. It does give me an opportunity. All right, let's just focus on down here first. So I think if I move you back 1 hex, this bomber is likely to go and try to take that. And then what I'll do, at least, I can bomb here, and I might just as well put this one next to it because they can still go there and bomb, and then these guys are close. So that would be pretty useful. I think that would be a likelier target to try for them to do than anything else. So let's set that trap. Then you can go back. But what does that say for the other unit? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Bit of a scouting mission. And I know now it won't be revealed out here. These cannot see it. So should be fair enough, and that's actually relatively weakly defended. If I had some artillery there, I would have easily been able to get in. Sadly, I don't. So let's focus on dealing with this, potentially also with the pioneers. And Yeah, I need some more bombing there before I might even attempt to attack. Okay. So that's the one. And I don't know what they're gonna do with their fighter then. Beats me. You're here. Can't really do a whole lot. Definitely want to scout here before doing anything else. So could try to lay another trap up here, because these have a vision of 2, by offering them the Panzer III. And putting this behind it. That gives me the added benefit of having the flak close. Thought it was empty before, but luckily it has a vision of 1. Right, so then moving these up is probably my best solution. And how are these doing? Pretty good, but I don't want them to get targeted by the fighter. Alright, I think this is looking solid. I'm quite happy now I set 2 traps. But okay, it's not too bad actually. Huh. That went quite well, I have to say. And actually, I think exceedingly well. So let's deal with those fighter forces. Now I have you go all the way down here. By putting it here, they can immediately protect whatever I'm gonna bomb this with, which is probably going to be these guys, but don't know that for sure yet. Either way, that's a good placement. So now I have, yeah, can you reach it? Technically, if I would need to, then yes, they can reach that. Okay, I need one here. Oh, it's out of reach, huh? Well, okay. I really thought I would be able to get there. That's why I placed it here. It's inconsequential otherwise, but that was the reasoning behind it. Right, you probably need to get close to this airfield, so sure. Excellent. 1-3, and it will be 0-4. From this side is 1-5, and if I move in here I can push them back. So let's shell them. 9-4. Is that already good enough? No, it is not. No matter. Second time should do it. Push it back. And Guess Oladier needs to be the one to finish it off, but also I can bomb him now. Just to be a little bit more safe. Still don't want to use the infantry there per se. Yeah, I think it's safer just to go at it like this now. And they actually are pretty good on fuel and ammo already. I can finish these guys off with Oladier on the next turn. Let's take a bit of a peek. Just one of those. That's fine. Even if it wasn't fine, there's nothing I can do. So that's probably safe. Can you reach it? Yes, you can. Come on, give me some good suppression here. Oh yes, 7-7, and then I can push them back, and this should hopefully allow me to finish it off as well. And I can only pray that the Panzer IV will then not be visible, or they won't counterattack, because that would make life pretty difficult for me, actually. I have to say. Yeah, so moving close, they're not going to counterattack, will allow me to move next turn immediately. And out here to get back ammunition and such. So I'm gonna keep them there. Nothing up here. Well, sure. Man, they are gaining experience fast this way. Nice. Very nice. They're not gonna retreat because they're at 2. Fair enough. Maybe they get destroyed entirely, then I can take it. No. So I have to do it like this. Which is also fine, it's quite a defendable position. Gonna use the Panzer I to scout. Nothing seems to be in the way, but I'll give you fuel and ammo though. It's a bit too quiet for my taste, and well, I'm not saying that things are going too smoothly. Wouldn't want to call it that, but what purpose does it serve me to go up here? Or here? If they get spotted, I'm in trouble. Though moving here allows me to move into these woods. And they're not likely to have something here, but maybe more here. If there even is anything, which is already unlikely, but nothing. Okay. Predictable, actually. Okay. That's legit, I guess. They just went there. These guys are actually really bad because of their low fuel. It's like, there's absolutely nothing. Alright, next turn I'm ready to go at D9. Because I really need that airfield, actually. Yeah. Those are ready to strike. And I guess I'll just move them here then. Maybe that was a stupid idea. Yes, it was. That was a silly... I should not have done that. I should have moved them up and just taken it with the recon, because the recon is not going to do a whole lot. Anyway, I can do this and reveal that there's nothing there again. 1, 1, 2. Well, if... if they actually have anti-aircraft there, I might be in trouble. What is... yeah, they have 2 range. And if I don't take this on the next turn, then I would be in trouble as well. Like, my biggest concern now is that I'm really spread out, and actually as spread out as I can possibly be. I'm only gonna converge from here on out. So this is the most difficult point, and I need to advance carefully. Now, the one thing that can move up pretty well is you. And I probably need to attack there. So, I think I'll go for the mass attack bonus. I was contemplating whether to do more suppression or go for mass attack, and yeah, because they won that die roll. I wanted to give these guys again more fuel and ammo, and I paid for it by taking an extra damage, such as the nature of Panzer Corps. Since I have absolutely 0 targets at the moment, I'm gonna scout. And it was good that I did. Definitely it was. So I didn't run into that. They have vision of 1. Take the city. And setting myself up for an attack on these guys proper. I should probably move myself like this. So I can see them. I don't think they'll go out, but you never know. I'm just gonna keep them in air. And they cannot see anything else. How much fuel would they have? 13. Well, they can hover in the air as long as possible until I take that. I think I can do that. Sure. But I really don't want to move into this forest. I am actually scared shitless. So moving here, there's this entire range of hexes where previously I didn't see anything, and actually like going down is probably a lot better than going up. So let's do that. Okay, nothing, good. Because going up is probably the worst. Nothing from the enemy. Interesting. So this probably suppresses it entirely. Yeah, it does. Can use the bomber. Destroy the anti-aircraft gun. Let's see, because if I move in here, I'm forced to take that too. So they can't see me. That's suits me well enough. Oh. No. Let's get protected by the fighter. I need to focus on getting Cambrai too. And once they've taken both Cambrai and Douai, then all they need to do is move up. I don't know how powerful those, or whatever is in the forest is. Okay. I think blocking the river crossing itself is also a good choice. Is there anything that can also move in there? Yes, it can. So I will, despite the dangers. Come on, game, don't be silly. Still actually afraid of that thing. but okay, it's not 100% the way I would want things to go, but there's unfortunately very little I can do there. So I'm yeah, Vision 1, right? Yeah, I almost missed that. Yeah, let's just do it like that. And let's see. Well, it's good to know those are there. Don't know why I put that in the wrong place, but I did. Nice attack. I will be able to finish those off on the next turn. Plenty of these guys do need reinforcements and fuel and ammo. But let's focus on everything up here. They're very dug in. So even now I need 2 pieces of artillery. This is taking very long. Finally I'm through. One thing I can do is try to lure this into this hex to attack this. With 2 artillery, I think it should be safe. Hey, oh, this is an Alpine division. I was already thinking, why am I likely to take damage? Let's send you down then. That's a heavily armored position, or a couple of units. Now it's turn 11. What are the odds that they're gonna still have another air wave? I don't know. Not too high, I would think. So vision of 2. Makes it tough anyhow. Right. Sweet. Let's not make the same silly mistake here again. And they probably just bought that, so that is imminent danger. Basically all my alarm bells immediately start ringing now that I'm seeing that. That is very problematic. How are they gonna do this on the backswing? Might just as well do it like this then, because if I'm likely to take damage anyway, it's useless to try anything else. Let's take a look then. Some heavies. Well, that might bite me in the... That might hurt quite a bit. And not a whole lot I can do with that now. Can only hope that they will go after these. That would be pretty decent. I'll try to damage those that are closest the most. And repairing these also costs a lot. Surely. Well, I don't know how expensive it is, but I would think that it helps. That's what I hope. Okay. If I want to cross now, I have to be... Well... I think the question really is, how cocky do I want to be in trying to cross already? And say there's nothing here. Let's go. Okay, that worked. Barely. And I could move this next turn and then attack here. Well, maybe. Just so unfortunate that I'm stuck. Okay, I don't know whether that's good or or bad. I really don't know what to make of that. Right, right. Let's just focus on that first. So I would have a pretty good shot with all the deer, and I'm saying pretty good. Definitely not the greatest. If they have an anti-aircraft there, it might cause problems. Let's see how good this is, though. Well, it's unlikely to be good enough. Eight, 5. Now, if that was an actual decent attack, I think I would have gone for it immediately. Now, I think I might be better off doing this. And actually, have some excellent luck. That always does well. There, not so much. But we got him. I don't want to get them to move in here and attack this, but, well, let's see though. What's your movement? 5. 1, 2. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. All right. Let's leave that for a bit. I think we're good. At least it went better than I could have hoped for, I think. Okay. So no already used bombers that can still move. So let's move you first. No anti-aircraft. Can't attack those. Might just as well go for a regular cruiser then. So if I were to attack it from this side, we pushed here. I could technically put this on there. Although they might not even retreat. Maybe they would. Let's just do it like this. Okay. No more air units. So I'm not gonna attack this turn anyway, and then I think maybe it's better just to do that. And do this. So they'll probably start buying units at Lille then, or down here, probably at Lille itself, now that they can't do that here anymore. So again, it will be dangerous. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They might just as well go down and attack anyhow, regardless of what I do. But one, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the problem is, if I put the Panzer IV here, basically they'll be able to attack with both. Putting you in here is also very dangerous. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because then all 3 can attack. So that's an even poorer life choice. They definitely need more fuel and such. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they need to go all the way down here in order not to get attacked. And I think that is it. Yeah. Here we go again with buying units. This time probably here. We don't know what's there this time though. There we are. All right. That's that. Then I'm gonna try to crash my way through here. Okay, so if they build anti-aircraft here, they can go 1, 1, 2. So just making sure that everything is going properly. They have 2 ammo left. Better restock on fuel now and not have to worry about it later than the other way around. Question is, what are they likely to do? And I think that might be try to retake this. And so if they do, I need to be prepared. Okay, going here is pretty decent. Block this. And if they get in here, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Yeah, they get blocked either here or here, so they can't get further than that. No, so this is the furthest I can go with you. Yeah, that's also very risky. I'll wait for now. Sure. Great. Okay, no worries. So at least we're also across the river. And this is empty. Still have you. 1, 2, could attack here. Yeah, it's Not beautiful. Probably very nice. It was good. Okay. Okay, not bad, not bad. I think I can go for a surrender on them, probably. Never mind, now I might just as well outright destroy it. Or not. They're down to 3. Maybe a final bombing run would finish them off. Almost. But I can't reach it. Okay. They're always blocked, so now I can move them through. Don't... no, they cannot get in here, actually. No. No, they can't. Okay, do I... Yeah, I have to use artillery. My biggest fear is what they have behind there that I cannot see. And I won't see for now either. So they might have some artillery which can then do some nasty attacks. These all have a vision of 2, which is also something I don't like. Now, going up is further is useless for me because I cannot go all the way there anyway. Yet. They're not visible here. So let's resupply that ammo so we can use it to the maximum. Definitely moving you down though. So, don't really like this. Okay, so let's go here. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Airfield it is. What are you gonna do? Nothing besides. They did buy a Vickers here now, so that's a very weak unit, so maybe I'll get lucky, or maybe I am lucky and they don't have too much anymore. Maybe. They're already almost completely out of everything. So one thing I can do is get completely miserable by this. Okay. Sure. Let's try to solve this with the fighter. Okay, well, so be it. I mean, this is the thing that I wanted to do. I really wanted to get a unit right next to that, so at least they couldn't buy anything anymore. I will use, like, what's your movement? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, they can't go there. Nor up, nor down. So I do want to use this second infantry out there, but the other ones are going up. Just gotta stay out of range of the enemy. Move in here and then attack. Yeah. Wow. Uh-oh. That's gonna hurt a lot, probably. That's also why they bought that there, because they couldn't buy anything there anymore. Now I see. maybe, just maybe, if I offer them a second target, they would also go for that second target. Maybe. But I'm not gonna count on it. My other problem is this. Now these cannot switch, but that is this it's a soft target. That makes it even worse. Well, if I lose it, I lose it. No damage. 2. Okay, that could have ended a lot worse for the plane. Let's actually take a look at the odds. 15. So, estimated they were going to do 4 damage, so not quite. I mean, they could have destroyed it, but it would have been much more likely even just to take high damage. And I guess actually destroying it was not really on the table anyhow. However, I am on the lookout for a few surrenders, so I am definitely up for that. And I dare say the first one went fairly well. I need to destroy this to get right next to it. And I'm a bit reluctant. Let's attack. And I'll actually send these guys up because I think I will need them. They wouldn't have another unit out there. So at this point, I'm gonna have to let these guys shell the artillery again, probably, because I want to take this. I could take a damage here and trade that off for maybe some... I think actually it might be better just to attack like this. Nice. And take my damage anyway. That's fine. They can get regular replacements. What I want to do, most importantly, is get right next to that hex, so I can take it on the next turn. That's what I wanted. Won't attack there. It's unnecessary. All right. Final turn. Now, first things first. I need to at least suppress these to the max, because I will never be able to finish these guys off otherwise. Then I have 3 artilleries at the ready. One thing I will do though is hopefully push them out and take this. And they don't have trucks, no. Even Oladir doesn't have such great odds, but they're at 8 strength. Gonna have to take a bit of damage here now. Sadly, in order to get rid of them. So surely I can take that, but the question is, do I want to attack this as well in order to potentially minimize the damage on the recon, because they might attack I think the recon even is also hard attacked. Its close defense is 1. For you, it's also 1. So let's just do this anyway. All right. That was it, except I suppose doing this. I probably want to make sure all of these at least, yeah. Whew. I wanted to view the battlefield, well, didn't matter. That was close, but I did make it quite nicely in the end. It was a bit of a close call, but I think ultimately, yeah, I'm happy to get the decisive there. They were buying again like crazy, as they are wont to do, but it didn't stop me. I had a bit of a puzzle with that overstrength engineers there in the end. Actually, I think it's quite tough to get the decisive here, because you have to plow through a lot, and I think also have really good time management when it comes to advancing, because you really need to keep going, because otherwise you're not going to make it in time to have that final objective. And the objectives are very spread out, like you have to go really to the southwest and northwest of the map, so all over the place. And the only place you don't really need to go is the northeast. Yeah, I gonna go for the briefing. Congratulations on your swift victory over the British, Herr General. Although you have bloodied their forces, they are far from defeated. In fact, a major buildup of British troops has been discovered near Arras, and they are beginning a counteroffensive at this very moment. Right, I'm gonna end the video here. I want to thank you for watching. Do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like, comment or subscribe, and I will see you on the next episode. Take care. See you then. Bye bye.